Good morning. It is Tuesday. Yesterday was Labor Day. Did not work. I kind of slept much of the day, but it is the start of a new work week and someone's coming into my office. I'm back. Hi, I'm Dawn. Welcome back. I am a teen librarian and I vlog from work so you can kind of see what it is like to work in a public library. The tech manager, I think that's her title, she just came in because some of my books have been damaged and I need to replace them, so she was telling me which titles need to be replaced and if I wanted to replace them. Tuesday morning at a library. Gotta replace books because people damage them, they lose them, but it's all part of being in a library. You know, we have a budget to replace old and lost books. Today, it's a long day because I had a long weekend. I work Saturday, but that's neither here nor there. I have a couple of meetings today. I have to complete some take-and-makes. I have to practice some crafts for October and November to make sure that they are doable. And I have to show you what book I'm going to be reading for the vlog. It's not a blog. I used to be a blogger and I'm still saying blog. I will be reading, wait a minute, let me see if I can pull it up on my Kindle. I am a dork because this book, I had this book as an ebook for a very long time, and I realized it last week after it was published. I could have been in on the hype. I don't think I have it. This just changes everything. I'll be back. Wait a minute. All right, I'm back. So what had happened is it's Lightlark, and I downloaded it, or at least I thought I downloaded it a long time ago as an e-arc from Edelweiss. If you don't know what that is, it's comparable to NetGalley. And I didn't know all of the drama surrounding this book. I am not on Book Talk. I want to be and I don't want to be. I don't want to be because it's going to flood my FYP with book stuff, and I don't want my FYP with book stuff. Right now I'm on Black Lady TikTok and I love it. I don't want it to be taken over. So I'm very reluctant to click on book related content on TikTok. But I do want to be on Book Talk because I want to see the drama. So I did know the drama behind this book. I downloaded the book before the drama started, like before it really amped up. I didn't know anything about it. And then when I saw the book, I was like, oh, I can read it and I don't have to buy it. And then I couldn't find it on my Kindle. I'm like, shit, it's not here. It's already published. Usually even a book is already published, ER companies won't let you read it. Edelweiss will, but it won't let me read it on my Kindle. So I gotta read it on my phone, which is fine. So this week's book vlog will be Lightlark by Alex Aster. Is that her name? I don't know her name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna read that book and I'm probably going to hate it because I hate most books that I read. My nickname is the criticizer of books. I criticize all books and I don't like most of them, particularly fantasy is what I read the most. That will be the book du jour. Oh my God, sorry. I'm hungry. And I will pop in throughout my day with my thoughts. And I will also show you all the stuff that I will be doing whilst I work, at work. All right, let's go. Lightlark, and I was expecting it to be a hot shitty mess. It's only one chapter, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The plot is very simple, which I like. I like a very simple plot and then have complex characters in a vast, nice, rich, lush world. And basically the plot is there are 6 countries, I don't know what you want to call them, and the powers that be took their powers away from them. And so it's like Starling, Moonling, I don't know. I can't look it up because it's on my phone. Not on my phone. But there are six realms, and our main character, Isla, is a wildling, and they control like nature and stuff. They also are cursed. So every realm, I don't know if it's a realm, whatever, let's just say country. Every country is cursed, and the wildlings are cursed with beauty. So if you fall in love with one of them, you die. I don't know what that has to do with nature, but I guess it doesn't matter. So in order to break the curse, every 100 years, there is a competition to enter. I'm guessing one person from each country enters to break the curse, which isn't quite making sense because I'm assuming everybody has the same end goal. Every country has the same end goal, which is to end the curse. So why would they compete against each other when they all have the same goal? It's not like if the wildling country wins, they get their powers back and nobody else does. At least that's not what it seems. It seems like everybody's gonna get there. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because it doesn't make any sense for them to compete against each other when they all have the same goal. So I guess whoever wins gets their powers back. So far it is YA. It's very YA. The writing isn't terrible. I mean, as far as like the style of writing, not like the execution. It's a tale as old as time. We have a girl who has been deemed the chosen one from her group of people to fight for them. She wants to. She's been training her whole life to do it. Her parents have died, of course, because everybody's parents die in YA fantasies and YA books in general. Parents are just always dead. She has a couple of tricks up her sleeve. So far, it's not terrible. I'm assuming that people are haters and that's why they blasted her Goodreads with 1s and 2s. They haven't even read the book yet and they were probably just hating on this girl, this woman who wrote this book. All right, I got other work to do. Now, I'll get back to reading. So I just realized something. I purchase our audiobooks, our e-audiobooks for the library because I'm the teen librarian, and I do not have the audiobook, the e-audiobook. I have the ebook, but I do not own the e-audiobook. So this is what I'm going to do. It's called a perk. I am going to purchase it, and then I'm going to be the first one to get it because I purchased it. And then I'll be able to listen to it and get through it much quicker. Librarian perk. Woohoo! So here's the book. Here's the audiobook. And I want to show you how much it fucking costs. $73 for one copy. It doesn't appear right away. It takes a couple of hours. So I'm going to be checking Libby. Libby is an app that you can download to get your ebooks and audiobooks from your public library. So download it. It's Libby, Libby. So I'm going to check Libby every 15 minutes or so. And I'm going to get the book before anybody else. Hell yeah. more issues I'm having with this book. One of them being is that several of the other rulers are like 500 years old, yet they act like teenagers. Problem number 2, there's no antagonist in this story. There's no villain. Rule number 1 in all fantasies is there needs to be a villain, folks. There are people that she perceives to be mean and evil, but it's just because she doesn't know them. Third problem is that this book is doing this thing which I hate, is when the main character is completely ignorant, knows nothing about her people, her land, her history, and then therefore has to ask a ton of questions. But really the questions are for the reader. It's just to explain the world more. I hate the dumbass main character trope. That's what I'm gonna call it. The dumbass main character. This happened in the Kingdom of the Wicked and I hated it. It is the worst way to convey information to your reader, is to have a dumbass main character who just constantly asks questions all the time.
Your love is rated X. That means you're extra extraordinary.
We get donations from the Lake Forest Public Library. These are their cast-offs, the books that they don't want. And Lake Forest is a very posh town. It's got like $5 million homes. That's where like all the Chicago Bears live and the Chicago Cubs live. And they give us their books that they don't want. And we gladly take them because look at them. They look brand new. They are having a huge book sale next week, which I will be going to and I will be putting here on YouTube. But these are the books that they did not want for their book sale. They are brand new. They are fabulous. And I was like, yes, I will take them. Thank you. And I will give them to my teens. They probably choose our library to give them to because the county that I live in is very wealthy. Like I said, a lot of the sports athletes, professional athletes live in my county, Lake County. But we are the poorest end of Lake County, and so they're probably donating to us because they're like, oh, that poor, sad, poor library, as in no money. Let us give them our leftovers that still look brand new, and we would gladly take them. Thank you. If you are looking for a really good cry, read The Fault in Our Stars. This is a really good science fiction middle grade book it's a series about some babies who came back on a plane, like they were born like 20 years before or 20 years later, something like that. It's really cool. It's called Found by Margaret Haddix. I never know the order of these damn Pretty Little Liar books, but I just grab them just in case it's number 1. This is an award-winning book about a girl who's dealing with grief and she's really lonely in her first year in college. Sarah Destin is really good at writing young adult contemporary. Y'all already know this book, but look at it. It's brand new. And Raina Telgemeier writes really good middle grade graphic novels. I am still at 75% of this damn Lightlark book. I cannot seem to finish it. It is so bad. It's just a bunch of stuff happening. A bunch of stuff. She gets captured. She gets rescued. She asks some questions. They gotta find the Lightlark. Then she gets captured. And then she learns some new information. And then she gets captured. And she follows somebody and she gets captured. It's like, oh my God. I do have a prediction. Spoilers. I'll put the word spoilers across the screen just in case you don't want to hear. One of the 6 has caused the curse, or their people caused the curse. I don't know. Somebody in the 6 has caused the curse, and they don't want the curse to end. So they are being a saboteur. And she's pointing the finger at Cleo. I think Cleo is a red herring. I think it might be her best friend, Celeste, because this book feels like the type of book that is going to try and have a major twist at the end. That's not going to land well because everyone's probably going to guess. And it actually doesn't make sense that Celeste would be the one, because Celeste, her people die at 25. So they need to break the curse, and Celeste is 25. So they need to break the curse before Celeste dies. So why would she want to keep the curse? Which I'm pretty sure the author is going to come up with some contrived reason as to why she is the keeper of the curse. Okay, end of spoilers. I just want to finish this damn book. I'm so over it. This book feels like it is 600 pages. It's only like 400 and something. It is so long. I'm on like 3.4, no, not 3.4, 2.4 speed, and I still can't get through it. I will finish this damn book of the day. I'm gonna finish this book. It's gonna happen. It better damn happen. Okay, I'm eating. And watching Game Grumps. Alright, I finished Lightlark. Hallelujah. And newsflash, I was right. My little spoiler thing, my little spoiler update. If you did not hear it because you didn't want to hear spoilers, that's cool, but I was right. And because I was right, I'm going to drop the rating down to a 1.5. I was going to give it a 2. But then I guessed the ending. So therefore, it deserves a 1.5. There was pretty much nothing good about this book. I give 1s to books where I liked absolutely nothing about it. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the world. And this is basically this book. I don't even know why I'm giving it a half. None of the characters were any good. Like, I've read these characters before. None of them had anything new or interesting or different to say. Obviously the world is different because it's a new world. However, it was like reading a history book. Because the world was developed through her asking questions, it was just like I was sitting in a college class listening to my classmates ask the professor questions. He's just like giving answers. That's what it felt like. The romance was booty. Like, enemies to lovers. You can't just have 2 characters scowling at each other and call them enemies. And then when they say, oh, I like you now, then it's lovers. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
That is not how you do enemies to lovers. And it was her, the main character, constantly, I want to bash his head in. How dare he? He makes me sick. I just want to stab him. Like, this was her all the time. It's like she had no other emotion besides rage. I think she was trying to make a world bigger than she could. Like, she was really trying to develop this huge world, but it just ended up being stuff and no story. It was just... this is book 1, and I've never seen this before on books, where it'll have the title and then parentheses book 1. Like, it never does that. This is something new. I don't know why this book does that, but this first book had an ending. There was no cliffhanger. So I don't know if she got a book deal for a series after the fact and she just wrote a standalone, but there was an ending. I sure as hell won't be reading book 2. It wasn't good. I didn't enjoy anything. Nothing. I think the only thing that I liked about this book was the cover. Don't waste your time. There are so many more other fantasy books I could recommend to you. Even mediocre ones. Not even just like fantastic ones. Like, I could recommend you some mediocre ones that are better than this. All right, it's Thursday. I'm at home in my car, which means it's the weekend for me. My weekend starts today. Our library is closed on Friday. So, thank you for watching my vlog for Lightlark. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.